There is no second past.
Good morning, Crypto Chaos. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to the craziest crypto show on YouTube. You guys wake up, of course, to the chaos every single day. Here we go, and today is no exception. Just Groundhog Day, guys. It's just Groundhog Day. Same shit, different day. Tired of winning. You guys know the deal. You guys know the drill. Of course, calling the entire play throughout the entire weekend. Baseline bear, landing on top of directly on top of our baseline target from last weekend. I'm tired of winning, guys. I'm so tired of it.
Even get tired of winning. Say, please.
Yep, too much winning.
Too much winning.
I can't take it no more. Bitcoin actually still testing about 74K, getting a little bit over exhausted now at this point. We'll see if we get any more of a higher price action, but I'm still really kind of jaded right around that 75K target. I think it's going to take longer for us to get through that. Right. So yeah, we'll see how it reacts this morning. Hopefully we'll get up there, we'll get through it, maybe touch it a little bit, and then we'll kind of mess around and then wait for everyone to get exhausted at that price level and then maybe get a retracement. We still haven't had a real reconsolidation on Bitcoin since the 8th. Yeah, the 8th. Yeah. About 5 o'clock at night, a week ago from Sunday, yesterday. We've been on a rip since. We haven't even come back down to the real trend line, which is back down here. We really could still fall down to 65,800 and still be remaining bullish. But it's kind of hard to do that. It's kind of hard to do that when Michael Seller's buying all the damn Bitcoin. I mean, what the hell? You can't do that, guys. You can't do that. Yeah, another 22,000 acquired by MicroStrategy. As announced this morning. Guys, this is about 4,000 more coins that he bought last week in total. You can't do this. We cannot, he cannot purchase this much, and I'm not saying that he cannot physically do it. He's doing whatever the hell he wants to do. We can't, the supply constraints do not sustain this sort of purchasing. Right. So, yeah, demand's coming back a little bit here. 74,000 still in the cards this morning. 74.5 possibly. I just think we're gonna have a little bit more difficulty getting back above 75. And as I can show you guys, Dixie coming down a little bit. Oh yes, finally breaking 100 there. But yeah, we're still fighting this range right around 75K. That's the biggest area the bears have left to defend. Once we get through it, though, it's going to be like a magnet all the way up to about 80K. Nothing can stop this train, right? Nothing can stop this train. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, as of right now, we're still messing around right here. We're about ready to see how difficult it is to chop around here to about 76,000. There's a lot of back testing for this range back into 2023, 24 when we first started to rally this up. All right, so that's what we're dealing with this morning. Let's get over to Doomberg and see what they're talking about, see what's going on with the overall markets. The Strait of Hormuz is still the #1 talked about thing right now in TradFi. As of course, right there in the front page of CNBC, U.S. is allowing Iranian oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, says Besant this morning. I guess we're still waiting on some sort of comment resolution from China as how they're going to get involved and maybe trying to fix this or resolve this with America. U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent says, told CNBC that U.S. is allowing Iranian tankers to transit through the Strait of Hormuz. We've let it happen. The supply, the rest of the world. We have to supply the rest of the world. Tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has plunged as the Islamic Republic attacks commercial ships in the Persian Gulf. Oil prices have surged in response to the start of the war. Since the start of the war. And I'm curious this morning how much the price of a gallon of oil, or price of a barrel of oil is right now. Oil price chart, trading view. Let's find out. Bitcoin's only about $50 away from testing 74K again. Looks like it's coming down this morning, $94. Well, that's a good sign so far this morning. Let's see if the stock market has a sort of reaction to this morning. It's still on the downtrend though. And I showed you guys this last week. It actually broke the trend this morning. Wow. It broke the trend this morning, actually coming down to test 66.41. Still looking at maybe possibly 65. And of course, I feel like we're going to get the same sort of reaction we got last time this year. But a little bit more rounded off. Maybe a little less pain. It could be a little bit higher too. We'll see how this plays out. But we haven't had a pullback either for the stock market since was it June of last year when it ran off. But even really going back here, we've been on a rip since 2020. So I mean, there you go. There you go. Let's take a look at gold and silver real quick. We have about 3 minutes to the open bell. Let's take a look and see what's going on over there. And I think my stream is having a little hard time starting up this morning. Things are a little slow. Yes, MYX. Let's take a look and see where the hell is my gold and silver. There we go. Gold and silver. Silver sitting at $80, correcting down to $80 this morning. A little bit lower, but this weekend at 77, but still coming back up a little bit of a bounce this morning too. Looking at gold as well. Same sort of thing. Same sort of thing. Is it? Yeah, it's gotta come. Wow, actually lost the entire level of support this over the weekend at 5,000. Holy crap! Late last night. I guess we weren't paying attention to this last night on the Patreon live. You guys hung out with us last night. You've heard pretty much me say most of this verbatim last night. All right, so let's get back to it and see what else is going on the headlines here this morning. CNBC. Welcome, EZ. Yeah, we got some dimes ripping right now. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. One of them in particular, we started getting back into. I'm not going to say which one here right now, but it's already up about 5% this morning. I think down from about 8 or 9% rip this morning too. I'm pretty excited about where that one's going to go on the next liftoff. Another 50-70% loading. Of course, for the Patreon gains. Let's take a look and see what else is going on with CNBC. We have about 1 minute. Oh, damn it. We have about 1 minute for headlines. Okay. Brent crude holds above 100. It's, as I just mentioned, it's already down to 94 this morning. Trump, President Xi, China summit may be delayed. I've been hearing talks about this on Bloomberg here recently this morning, that possibly could be delayed until next month or longer if the war lingers. Nvidia's came out last week and said they're not going to be making GPUs for the gaming industry this year. What else we got? Strait of Hormuz standoff puts supply of America's generic drug prescriptions at risk. Senate Democrats oppose the Save America Act as Republicans prepare to floor the vote. Government bonds are having their safe haven status tested as Iran drags on. Yeah, I'm not feeling most of these. Severe storms in America. Okay, whatever. All right, I want to take a look and see what's going on with I just had it. Oh yeah, the banking committee this week. If they're going to be having a meeting this week on the market structure bill. It's usually on every other Tuesday, but it's been prolonged indefinitely right now. Time's running out. Trump comes out 22 minutes ago. This was just popped up on Forbes. I'm probably not going to be able to read this right now. All right, we got to get over the open bell happening right now over on Bloomberg. In about 10 seconds. It should be rolling over to there right now. Here we go.
We are moments away from the start of trading. This is Bloomberg Open Interest. I'm Matt Miller, looking at pretty decent gains in terms of futures. 0.9% on S&P futures. NASDAQ futures up more than 1%. It may be that this market came down. At one point, it was down 5%, at least intraday, and that's enough of a correction, I guess, so that we're off to the races again. Ireland Inc. ringing the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. We're going to talk to Peter Burke, later on in this program. I think they're ringing the bell today because tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day, is a market holiday, so they wouldn't be able to. It's not a market holiday.
No, it's not. I was like, am unaware of that.
It should be. I think,
No.
If anything, the day after should
Why
be.
not? Exactly, Wednesday should be. Acadia ringing the opening bell.
It's a silly green day. A silly green day.
The stock is down by more than a fifth year to date, so hopefully this gives them a little bit of a boost in terms of performance.
Speaking of boost, I'm looking at Meta and Nebius this morning. Reuters reporting that Meta could cut up to 20% of its workforce to offset AI costs. People kind of pointing to the BlockFi.
Oh.
Say, hey, this is a very similar thing. You free up
Yes,
capital
it
in
is.
order to spend on AI, or at least that's what you say. But Meta's not just saying it, they're doing it. Planning to spend up to $27 billion over 5 years for access to Nebius's cloud infrastructure. Nebius now up 13% at the open, Matt.
Good morning. Happy, joy. Good morning.
Anticipate slowing sales growth this year, raising doubts about winning over shoppers with its low prices. Shares were negative after the report, but are climbing right now, up more than 4%. Let's bring back in RBC, head of U.S. equity strategy, Lori Calvasina. And
come on, give me some doom.
Is that Irish? Are you Irish?
It's Italian. It's Italian.
It's your birthday, though, today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lori.
Lori. You see Dollar Tree's glum outlook, and I wonder if you're not worried about the consumer as gas prices start to rise again. What are we at? $3.70 now for regular unleaded, and the consumer is squeezed in so many other ways. Inflation, PCE, core PCE was 3.1% in the last reading before the gas prices came into play. How could you be so bullish on the stock market as we get into this forever war?
Well, it's funny. I was at a dinner last week with my rate strategist, Blake Gwynn, and we were actually debating this point, and I had to remind him the U.S. equity market, the S&P 500 specifically, it doesn't have the same weight to the consumer that the U.S. economy does, right? And, just to give you sort of an illustration of that, a couple of days after the Iran situation broke out, I went to my U.S. analysts and said, look, I need you to fill out this survey. I'm really sorry. And they were actually great. And I had a few people who even thanked me for doing it. But we just said we want to gauge impact from this conflict if oil goes above $100 for an extended period of time, and if the conflict goes on for an extended period of time, which we define as more than 4 weeks. So those were their parameters, and we said, we want you to gauge impact to earnings from oil and gas. We want you to gauge revenue exposure directly from the Middle East. And third, and I think most importantly, we want you to gauge the impact of knock-on effects. And so then they had 5 choices. They could say none. They could say only a little. They could say mixed, not relevant. They could say some, a decent amount, and then they could say a lot. And so those latter 2 were sort of in the more significant impact category, and the first 3 were kind of the lesser significance category. On the earnings question, 72% fell into those 3 categories of lesser significance. On the revenue exposure question, it was 77% that fell into the lesser significant categories. Now, knock-on effects, there was more impact seen, but it was still surprising that 66% fell into those less impact categories. Now, 2 of the sectors that were viewed as being significantly impacted were consumer staples and consumer discretionary. The other one was materials. So we took away from that yes, there are pockets of risk. You want to be concerned about those, obviously. And talking to Nick Modi, my consumer staples analyst, I actually went back to him with a survey, and I said, because he scored, as more significant across all 3 of the questions. And I said, I want to make sure these are your real answers, because people are going to think staples is defensive, but you're telling me it's not by answering this. And he said, no, I agree with that. So, we do think...
You agree with that it's not defensive?
That staples may not be as defensive as you think it is in this conflict.
Why is it different this time? You have seen that in the market price action. It was down nearly 5% in the first week.
Because this may not be going on forever. It may not be a forever war. Okay, I'm over this. Okay. Everyone, of course, still defending, or now not defending staples. Kind of weird, of course, in the economy that we're moving on into. 74,300, one of the highest levels we've seen here in weeks. Still being retested right now this morning. If you guys are just joining in, Michael Saylor just purchased another 22,000 coins. Again, can't stop, won't stop. The Saylor. From sailing on into, of course, buying more Bitcoin. All right. So yeah, demand possibly coming soon. A pullback coming soon? Like, what the hell, guys? We've been running this up now with no pullback in sight for quite a long time. It's looking like a bull flag this morning since yesterday afternoon. Running this thing up over now 5% since Sunday. Since Sunday morning, about 5%. Yep, almost 4.9 whatever percent on Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look and see what else is going on while Bitcoin continues to melt faces this morning. The rest of the market seems to be jolly and cheerful and green. You can see the screen behind me right there. I don't see a damn red thing on the bubbles this morning. Let's take a look. What's going on? Yeah, a little bit, a tiny bit in there, but pretty much all a green day. Let's take a look and see what the overall sentiment is right now with, of course, the stock market as the market open just happened. And yeah, let's see what's going on with crypto. Last night we were sitting at just about the same the stock market is right now. 23 for extreme fear this morning for the stock market. Some of the I guess the lowest ranges we've seen in extreme fear, right? But the crypto fear and greed index are looking pretty good as of last night. Looking at 23 as well, up from a high of 15 last week. So I'm happy to see us starting to get closer to breaking back into neutral, but we're still quite a ways away. All right, so that's what's going on this morning. Still 23 matching the stock market this morning. Crypto bubbles this morning, everything looking up in the up. On average, almost 5% on the top 200. That's crazy. Top 100, top 200, sitting at 4 and 5% respectively. What's up the most today? Pepe. You're not. It's Pepe. 21% up on Pepe this morning, coming out of the woodwork. I honestly don't even see Doge here. Okay, there it is. 6.6% on Doge, 10% on Bonk, 10% on Pengu. The meme's having a little bit of a run, which is usually a good sign, a good omen before an actual, real run happens. Let's take a look and see what's down still on the weekly. Kite's the only thing down a significant amount, about 15%. That's what we're looking for here. Kite's down 26%. On the monthly, we're looking for assets that are down 30-40%. Again, another week goes by, and there's not a damn thing in sight for you to buy that's oversold here on the monthly. Again, just my 2 cents, guys. There's the bottom seems like it has appeared. Get it in position, at least to some extent. Have some dry powder just in case we do go a little further. But as of right now, it feels like the bottom has been in. All right, so that's what I've been saying now verbatim for a few weeks. It seems to be sticking. Let's take a look and see what's going on the top 200. Same thing on the day. CFG coming out of nowhere. Looks like it just ran up 90 points in rank. Wow. So it went from the top 300 to the top 200 this morning in one fell swoop, up 98% this morning. What is CFG, TG, centrifuge? I've actually heard of this thing a long time ago, about a year ago. I probably heard of it. I haven't deep dive in a while. Let's take a look and see what's going on with this project this morning. Centrifuge. Do a little bit of a deep. Just a little. It's still early. Centrifuge this morning up 23 cents from 11 cents this morning. Let's take a look and see what's going on with this project. Overall tokenomics, max supply is questionable. I don't know. 577 is circulating. Total supply reported is 680 million. So I guess if it's the total supply, it's mostly, of course, distributed. I mean, it's got, 10-20% remaining. Let's take a look and see what's going on with this project. Take a look at the website. It's an Ethereum contract. The open infrastructure for on-chain asset management. Centrifuge real-world asset tokenization platform brings a full power of on-chain finance for asset managers and investors. They got some decent partnerships right here out the front. Apollo, Coinbase, S&P Global, Aave, Sky, Grove, Morpho. So yeah, it's got a lot of big names on the main page there. Centrifuge powers institutional grade tokenization and automated infrastructure, multi-chain reach, and deep DeFi connectivity. Tokenize and manage your type of assets, self-serve or via white glove services. Yeah, so it looks like it's probably going to get involved with the banks at some point. Led by finance and tech pioneers with a proven track record of high adoption businesses, access liquidity in secondary markets through integrations across DeFi. So yeah, we'll see how how that one performs, but as of right now, it is melting faces this morning in the top 200. Let's get back over there and see if there's anything else. So that's happened on the day here. And big movers to the downside, nothing really at all. Looking at the weekly, looking for anything that's 15% off. Is there anything 15% off? Anything, even close. Humanity token is the only thing close at 10%, with CVX down 11% here on the weekly. 15%, of course, on the weekly. 30-40 on the monthly, and there's a few here that have kind of lost, I guess, it's their rhythm. Optimism still down 32%. Again, you guys know why that happened. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. Humanity token down 40%. I'm not a huge fan of that. That's the dystopian future token. IP down 32%. Still one of my biggest, DCA picks in the top 200. Lit and Pippin down 30 and 45% respectively. Pippin has been back and forth. I do like the trade on this coin. It still has a lot of play in it too. So this coin likes to go back and forth about 50 to 80% every month. It seems like still up about 1,800% on the year. Could be, of course, a good play to make. Again on the way back up. All right, guys. So yeah, there's really nothing here. Again, IP is the only coin that I've been looking at. It's the only thing oversold. That's 30-40% that I would throw some more money into. As of right now, it's just nothing here, guys. There's nothing here in the top 200. You're gonna have to look a little bit farther out with a lot more risk in the top 300 for opportunities that are down more than 30 or 40% off on the monthly. All right, guys. Not financial advice, just my 2 cents.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what else we have going on. Bitcoin's still testing 74 and some change. Again, the highest we've seen it wick in weeks. And I don't think we've gotten any higher than this as of right now. So this is the highest we've seen in since the pullback in 2.5 just last month. So yeah, we'll see if we can get through it, but I still do not have any sort of conviction that we're going to break 75 today. If we do at maybe the late end of the tail end of today, the beginning of maybe tomorrow, we could see a little bit more buying pressure that could get us out there, but 75 is going to be a hard one to push on through. I can't wait till we do though, because it's gonna shoot, man. It's going to shoot. Getting back to the order books, just again showing you real quick. For those who may have missed it, I already went over this early this morning. This is the only level we have remaining to get back above. And here we go. Let me zoom on in there and just show you one more time. Let's take a look at the overall order books and see what's going on over here too. We'll be back to the news in a second. You can see right here that 75 is the largest area we have for the bears to defend. We have a couple shops set up a little bit earlier. 74, 8. They always like to stop at 8. Then 9, and then 75. They're really going all out on defending this one. 74.5 is being tested right now. Let's see if we can get through it. We probably could get through it. There's a little bit of legs there. We're probably going to get stopped out somewhere between 6 and or 8. That'd be my guess. If we do actually touch 75, we might wick a little bit further, like to 75.3. And that's kind of what I'm looking at for today. And then, overall volume right now is looking pretty good. We're about almost 2.5 billion. We are about 2.5 billion ahead of the bears right now in overall trading volume, which is of course a great thing to see this morning. We are going through the last line of defense the bears have had. Everything that's left is going to be much, much higher, probably in the 100,000 range as we see the bears set up more shorts, more than likely in the next month between 80s to 85. So we're doing the right thing, guys. We've been building this level of support now for the last 40 days, right? 40 days. You guys have been watching this with me. You've known the journey we've been on, and it's played out pretty much exactly how I expected it to. Actually, going all the way back to our other chart, you can see the idea that we've had here on the board for a minute as well. This is kind of the idea we've been playing with. And the timing, I adjusted this a little bit last night for you guys on the Patreon. The timing is going to have to be a little bit between the like right before the midterms. I mean, something like this could see a possible breakout somewhere between beginning of summer, end of summer, between June, July. September or some in that range. But yeah, it's possible we do reach, of course, our targeted $146,000 Bitcoin. We got to catch up with gold too and see where gold is with the parity, because the lagging indicator on gold, we're still probably way far away from that. We lost that peg during the 10-10 event, right? The 10-5 event. Wow, 10-10 event. Or else which really should be somewhere between like $140,000 to $150,000 Bitcoin. All right. So anyway, enough of the yapping. Let's get back to it. Okay. So anything else to take away from the order books today? There's a lot more interest, I guess, right now in pushing everything just higher. I do like seeing this, because last time we saw this, we pushed the Bitcoin up to about 90K this at the beginning of this year, back in January. So I do like seeing these come in, faster and hotter and stronger here on the weekly order book. So you can see that everything, of course, is going up and to the right. All right, so looking good for this week so far. But Bitcoin still, like I said, hasn't had a real pullback yet. So if we get a pullback, expect maybe a little bit of turbulence going to maybe next week. But I think we're still on track for low 70 range, high 70 range, this pretty much this week to play out strong. All right, let's get back to it. 74,300 on Bitcoin still. Okay, what else we got on Doomberg this morning? Are we still talking about? Wow, there's no way. Yeah, there we go.
Let's get your top calls this morning. What the sell side is saying. First up, KBW. They upgrade rocket companies, saying that the stock looks cheap based on its outlook for mortgage demand and Rocket's earnings. KBW believes that changes to the business could lead to.
Yeah. Good morning, John Doe. Happy joy. Strawberry dragons in the chat. Of course, our favorite flavor of strawberry. Good morning, guys. Yes, I got some dimes ripping right now, says Easy. Good morning, much love, says Joy. Strawberry Dragons, good morning, Chaos. Good morning, Chaos. Happy Joy says, hey, Strawberry. Shout out to Strawberry, John Doe, and Joy. Good morning.
Qualcomm's customers, the hardest, leave the company losing share even as the overall market gets smaller this year. Little change to Qualcomm shares this morning, Matt.
All right, so some upgrades and downgrades there. Let's talk about a company that is rallying big on huge job losses. Reports of huge job losses. Meta,
yes.
According to Reuters, will cut 20% of its staff to offset costly investments in AI infrastructure. Today, Meta also announced plans to spend $27 billion over 5 years on that infrastructure with Nebius, a neo-cloud provider. Let's get a read on this with Bloomberg Intelligence head of global tech.
Oh, jeez. All right, we don't have anyone else but Bloomberg analysts. Okay, let's move on. Let's take a look at CNBC and see what Cramer's talking about this morning. We might have missed him, though. We're coming a little late. Oh, there he is. Amazon.
Take out 20% of its white-collar workforce. That was what was buzzing last week, and they didn't do it, so the stock isn't up as much as the others. Carl, I think there's the possibility that we're going to see almost every business disrupted, but only healthcare. Right now, I am seeing Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA, has invested in about 12 different healthcare companies. That is where the job growth could come, because healthcare is the area that could be most advanced, I believe, by what's happening when it comes to accelerated computing, being able to cure cancer, being able to make it so that there is much more longevity. I think that's something Jensen thinks is going to be adding hundreds of thousands of jobs, and I think he's right.
That would be good. It's definitely a pillar of employment right now, Jim, already. Pretty broad-based rally here to start the week. Every sector's green except for energy. Still an inside day, though. Friday's high was 67.33. We're still about 20 points shy. Watch bonds today as we get ready for the Fed on Wednesday, south of 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a nothing burger. All right. Let's take a look and see what else is going on with the headlines. We have about 4 or 5 minutes. We'll get into, of course, crypto news as we normally do. Let's take a look and see what the Fox Business has for headlines. We already went through all the CNBC ones. The states where America paid the most. Of course, this is the crap we're going to get from Fox Business. Fox B, White House issues us California broadside while invoking Defense Production Act. Expert reveals what travelers should know before flying. It's just nonsense. Just nonsense. More than 150 people come down with the norovirus on the Caribbean cruise ship. Trump expands drug discount with a push of 2 pharma heavy hitters joining our Trump RX. Yeah, this is just terrible. This website's just gone to the dogs. Trump urges immediate rate cuts amid Iran conflict fueled by energy price surge. Yeah. It's pretty much nothing burger. We have PAL coming out on Wednesday. So if you guys are, of course, going to be hanging out with us on Wednesday, that's the day we're going to be doing it. Of course, as usual, per usual, we haven't had an FOMC meeting since January, I think. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Getting the crypto news a little earlier. If you guys didn't hear about it, this is the 3rd time I'm saying it. Microseller buys another 22,000 Bitcoin. Of course, announced this morning about 4,300 more than he did just last week. He's increasing his buyings like a madman, now they got their average down to about $75,000 per Bitcoin. All right, let's see what else is going on. Looks like oil continues to come down a little bit this morning as well. When we opened the bell, it was about 94. Now it's looks like a break in 94 this morning as well. All right, let's jump into Cointelegraph, see what's going on with crypto news this AM. Check Yahoo Finance's John Doe. I guess we could run that into our... probably replace... Yeah, let's see what's going on with Yahoo Finance. Thank you, John. That's a good suggestion, actually. All right, let's throw this on the docket for the AM. We'll try that in the mornings instead of freaking Fox B, man. Fox B, can you go suck an egg? The oil shock is coming for the Fed at the week's Fed meeting. Policy thinking that it will be shaped by how long the Iran war lasts and oil prices stay high. I just can't imagine them being in this war past the midterms, or even like running up into the midterms. So I don't think it's going to be a forever war. I think the rest of the world can't also function for this being a forever war. We'll see. Okay, stocks jump as oil retreats on hopes of for Hormuz. One of the concerns I had too over the weekend was I was showing my Patreon members last night the fears of the straight. The straight right now is what everyone's eyes are on, but what eyes are not on right now are the. Let me see if I can find it. Taiwan. They're not on Taiwan right now, and Chinese military forces are moving into the area. Let's see if I can find it. The radar from the weekend. Taiwan. Japan. Looks like Weiwu's on the rise too, damn it. This is going to get me in trouble. Japan, what the hell? China. We're going to win so much, guys.
We're going to win so much.
Jesus. Yep, this is what I was referring to here. Yeah, it looks like they're getting the place surrounded. We have some forces there. It looks like USA, Taiwan, Japan in the area, but China, mainland China is making a move. China surrounds Taiwan while America was fighting Iran. The timing is not a coincidence. I never believe in coincidences. Yesterday, Taiwan's military detected about 26 Chinese warplanes, 7 Chinese naval ships, all circling the island at once. This is the largest military presence in China has ever shown near Taiwan in weeks. And it's happening in the same day the U.S. announced more troops heading to the Middle East. This happened Friday, Saturday of the weekend. Taiwan signed about a $9 billion arms deal yesterday. Again, this one came out over the weekend, 19 hours ago, so this would have been Saturday. Scrambling before a March 15th deadline, which is today, or I guess yesterday, on Sunday. Taiwan signed, South Korea quietly withdrew its missile defense because of the of Iran. If China moves, North Korea could simultaneously threaten Japan and South Korea. Here's a logic chain that should terrify you. China went quiet for the last 16 days near Taiwan. Experts say maybe peace, and then 26 planes returned yesterday, and the law was never peace. The law was just President Xi waiting for the perfect window. And as of right now, we don't know if we're actually going to see President Xi and Trump actually have their scheduled meeting, which was supposed to happen at the end of this month. I was supposed to be like the 31st to April 2nd, something like that. April is at war with the Middle East. America's missile stockpiles are depleted. America's Marines are in the Gulf. And TSMC, the company that makes 90% of the world's advanced chips, sits on that little island. Yes, it does. was. So it would be amazing if all of our supplies are disrupted with oil and, of course, chip manufacturing. Coincidence that NVIDIA said they're not going to be producing gaming chips next year? Coincidence? Maybe not. Maybe I don't believe in coincidences. If Taiwan falls, every AI company, every phone maker, every car brand on Earth loses a chip supply. And analyst calls it S&P 500 down 50% like scenario. Yikes! That would be probably as bad as Black Monday and the Great Depression, of course, which started that. That'd be fun. More doom coming soon. More doom coming soon. All right, just a little bit of taste of what's going on over there with the Taiwan narrative. World War III coming soon. It's in my thumbnail. I might as well cover it. Right. Possibly. That's the narrative anyway, if that were to go down. 673.9, 73.8 being retested now as we just broke 74K from this morning open. Like I said, guys, it's going to be tough. Tough to break that 75K. I told you guys that the same thing happened on Friday as well. We ran that up to 74. We could not get through 75. It's going to be a tough cookie. But when we do, man, ooh, it's going to be a really tasty cookie. All right. What else we got here? Let's take a look at Cointelegraph. Get back over here. I just derailed my show. That means we probably have to go back one more time to TradFi to make sure we're not missing anything that possibly could be breaking this morning. Nah, probably not missing anything. Yeah, probably not missing anything over there on Bloomberg. Take a look real quick at CNBC. They're talking about Micron and more chip manufacturing.
Meantime, got a lot to work through this week, Jim. We'll get Oklo and Lulu and FedEx and, of course, the Fed.
Well, also we have on our show, I think, some newsmakers. We've got ARM, we've got Synopsys, and we have Dell. And I want to point out that Dell was the only company so far that has been able to navigate this memory supercycle, and it's almost an advantage to them because it is not their first time they've dealt with this. I think Michael Dell will tell the story of today. It will be the biggest gainer other than Dollar Tree is my prediction.
That'll be interesting, and Michael Dell is a alleged Bitcoiner, too. Don't forget that as well. All right, so yeah, they're going to have Michael Dell on at 6 p.m., so you have to wait quite a while for that to play out. All right, let's see what else we have. Let's see what else we have in the crypto sector news. Starting with Cointelegraph this morning. Bernstein says the Bitcoin rebound reflects more resilient long-term holder base. I would agree. It seems like we've shaken out all the weak hands. And then we have just the hodlers left remaining around 60 to 65K at the bottom. And they found the bottom, so they're going to continue it to go up. Are they going to continue to buy since they found the bottom? I don't know. Possibly. 74,000 still testing on Bitcoin. Can we finally break this through today? Hopefully by the afternoon we'll see a real retest of 75K. The highest we got so far has been 74.5 with probably like a 1 minute wick. 1 minute candle up there. Yeah, 1 minute candle up there. So close. But no cigar. Go Aztec this morning. Andy, boom! Coming with a $2 super chat, Andy. Yeah, shout out to Aztec. We made money on Aztec over the last few weeks. It looks like Aztec's making another move. Some of our other coins are moving as well. I don't want to name them all off. But yeah, Andy, that's one of them as well. All right, guys, if you're not part of the Patreon, I can't help you. I cannot. I really can't help you. But if you are, it's only $15 a month, guys. It's only $15 a month, and you can of course hang out with the Chaos crew. We had a lot of picks from our Patreon pop off and make us a lot of money over the past few weeks. We've been winning on Zama. We've been winning on Aztec. That was an old one that popped off 3 weeks ago originally. That made us 70%. Or more. Yeah, we also had Tensor, we had Seeker, we had, oh my gosh, so many coins. And there's, of course, a lot of positions right now that we are watching and, of course, are getting in right now and making some money this week. With a couple about ready to pop off. Hopefully in the next 48 hours. All right, and again, the goal for our Patreon is to stay in these coins for at least at most a week to 3 weeks, and make at least a minimum of 50 to 70%. That's our target. That's our goal. It doesn't always work out that way, but you know what? It's amazing when it does. Yeah, we've been killing it over on the Patreon. So guys, if you haven't, it's less than a bottle of Tito's, less than a box of pizza. You too can, of course, be a member of the Chaos crew. All right. And guys, if you need any help with your portfolio, give me a shout out over there, and I'll help you as much as I can. Not financial advice though, but put you in the right direction to getting a balanced portfolio, because it's very important. You are positioned for success in the future, and not holding tiny micro cap coins with an entire portfolio consisting of. You just don't want that, guys. All right. Let's see what else we got. South Korea finds BitThumb $24 million. Metaplan raises $255 million and adds a warrant structure for Bitcoin buys. Sort of building up, continuing, of course, the biggest holder of Bitcoin in Japan, MicroStrategy Japan, Metaplanet. MicroStrategy buys, of course, another 1.6 billion. That's right, another 22,300, of course, this morning. Their biggest buy, I think, this year. Again, they're going to continue to melt faces. Last year, they purchased over 200,000 Bitcoin. All they need to do is purchase another 240,000 more, and they'll reach their million target before you know it. All right, let's see what else we got. So that's all we've mostly been talking about this morning. South Korea, Hana financial partners with Standard Chartered on digital assets. Some more banks, of course, shaking hands with the crypto industries. Bernstein says Bitcoin's rebound reflects more the resilient long-term holders. I just read that headline at the top page. Worldly financial investors nod 6-month token lockup rule and governance tweak. This is why you need to stay away from too many of these centralized plays, because we just talked about another one that we actually have been a fan of for a while that's changing their governance possibly soon as well. Guys want to be on the Patreon, hear some of those conversations. I'm telling you, I'm missing out on some alpha over there, because we got a lot of smart people in a lot of these plays. Let's see, Aave to launch Aave Shield after $50 million token swap mishap. That's, of course, coming off the back of the news last week on that silly fat finger mistake. 72% of subsea cables would need to fail to impact Bitcoin, study shows. We need some juicy news, man. Vitalik Buterin promotes an updated simplifying Ethereum node software. Yikes! I'm not feeling any of this stuff. Let's see. It looks like the foundation's selling off more money. Some more Ethereum too. Yeah, they did just put a whole bunch of positions. That's old. That's got to be old, man. That's got to be old. All right, let's take a look and see what else we got on CoinDesk. MicroStrategy made another huge buy. That's all we've been talking about this morning. Altcoins jump as Bitcoin inches toward potential 74K breakout. BetPay was the biggest mover today, over 21%. Let's see. Bitmine buys another 60,000 Ethereum as Tom Lee touts crypto strength amid Iran war. Looks like he's, of course, announcing his buys today as well. Huge. 60,999 Ethereum. Now holds about 4.6 million ETH in total, while maintaining about $1.2 billion cash position despite ramping up acquisitions on Ethereum as well. Bitmine Emerging Technologies bought another 61,000 Ethereum last week, bringing its total Ethereum holdings to about 4.6 million tokens. The firm now stakes about 3 million Ethereum, generating about $180 million in annualized revenue, with the potential to reach $272 million as it locks up more tokens. Chairman Tom Lee says that the rising oil prices are due to the Iran war has triggered economic growth concerns, driving investors towards crypto assets. Getting a little bit of capital rotation. He had a weird interview last week, and he said something that really got a lot of people's hair raised. And he was saying that the Iran war... The rise in price of gasoline could have an inverse effect correlated to higher equities prices or securities prices and risk on assets. And the interviewer was like, wait, what? And I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. So yeah. Maybe we could find that one and play that again. It's such a weird contrarian view. Of course, the Tom Lee. Getting back to you guys in the chat real quick. Looks like Strawberry Dragon's coming in with a $4 super coffee. Let's go. Keeping us awake as we approach the no sleep zone. Thank you so much, Strawberry. Thank you. Of course, our favorite flavor of dragon. Shout out to Andy as well. Again on the live. Thanks again, Andy and Strawberry, for keeping the chaos alive, man. All right, 74,200 still on Bitcoin, man. Still haven't had a real pullback yet. Still haven't come back down to test the trend line. Nothing. We just can keep ripping. Just keep on ripping since the beginning of the middle of the month. Just cannot stand. I will not stop running. All right, let's see what else is going on. Ethereum still as well on a huge rip. Same thing. Crazy. Altcoin season could be right around the corner, guys. The rest of the world seeming like they want to try to work something out to try to get this Iran thing knocked out, and the rest of everyone's energy back on the table. Let's see what else we got on Doomberg. We'll do one more round of Doomberg. Take a look and see what else we got going on in the TradFi. Come on.
The Bloomberg Business app.
They're just coming back maybe a little bit longer on the commercial. Ooh, we got the housing market. Let's go.
Hire. But if the reason they're not hiring is because they're getting so productive and they're not matching the right skills for people coming out into the labor force to understand AI, that's going to be a tough battle for a Federal Reserve. It's why people say the fiscal authorities, government needs to have more training.
I see this in my friends and family. I talk to them. I've tried to get them to understand what's happening. I've tried to get them to learn AI models and show them, and they just don't want nothing to do with it. I have a friend that doesn't even like the new Alexa. He says it's worse than the old one. It's worse than the old one, and he won't even talk to it, even though it comes free with his Amazon Prime account. I'm like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You're so far behind. But again, he doesn't really need to learn because he's a mechanic. So it is what it is.
At least is higher.
The normie's going to do normie things.
It's a K-shaped economy already, where the upper income that's who's spending on the economy. But if the upper income, if the white collar jobs, that's what's at risk, then there is risk of spending decline, right? That's what drives
you would think
it
so.
is. It's mostly white collar jobs too that are affected mostly. All right. Let's see. The blue collar's gonna take a little while for those the wrenches to stay in the hands of the robots coming. Oh god, so stupid.
What are you, stupid?
Let's take a look at Bloomberg real quick, see what else they're talking about. We'll run back into another run of crypto news. Let's see what else we got going on here on cryptonews.net. Anything else breaking? AI data center gold rush sparks debate over impact on Bitcoin. I'd imagine the prices are going to have to go up either way because the price of these mining chips or mining hardware is going to go up since we can't get any chips manufactured. Let's see what else we have with the AI boom. Metaplanet raises $255 million to accelerate Bitcoin accumulation. We already hit all of these. Man, we hit all of these already. Is there anything else breaking? We're gonna have to go into some crypto doom scrolling over on crypto Twitter because everything else is all the headlines we've already read. I'm gonna do one more run through the news over at Daily Hodl. Fundstretch Tom Lee predicts a 20% stock market crash after massive rally to new all-time highs, and here's his timeline. This one just came out this morning from, of course, the Daily Hodl. Thank you, Daily Hodl. Market strategist Tom Lee believes the U.S. stock market will center bear territory this year, but not before the ascending to a new record level. In a new CNBC interview, Lee predicts that S&P 500 will continue to rally in the coming weeks after mostly trading in the narrow range so far this year. Really, Tom? Really? That's not what I'm seeing, man. That's not what I'm seeing. If I can click on the right ticker. Whoa! Well, it's seeing a little bit of a jolt this morning, so maybe I'm not seeing it. Not seeing what he's seeing, apparently. Okay, no, that's a baby move. Never mind, that's a baby move. We're still, off trend. We'll see. We'll see how. Right now, we're trying to come back up to a little bit of a recovery, but not quite there yet. We can still come down a little lower. We'll see. All right. But Lee warns that the stock market bears will likely come out with full force towards the end of the year. Our take is that we do expect a decline to happen within markets, so we'll respond to good news. So I think that the period where we'll have a bear market already in the software, like the Mag 7 and crypto, I think that's already taken a lot of speculation, taken out a lot of speculation. So to me, I think that our bet would be the markets are actually going to lift through the end of the month, and we're going to actually be positive for March. Maybe hit 73,000. Wow, 7,300 on the S&P 500. Wow, that'd be quite a bounce. I guess I can kind of see that if it bounces here. If it bounces here, 73. By the end of March, though, I don't know. Maybe into April. Maybe April. Okay, so later in the year, we think the bear market might show itself. Looking at oil, the expects of the price spikes are bullish for the stock market. Yeah, this is his contrarian view. One of the U.S. is the exporter of oil, so we net benefit as the economy from higher oil prices. The second is that the countries are importers, so that the U.S. Not only looks better, but but on a relative growth basis, it should outperform. Which means that flows back into the U.S. And the third is that we worry about the global growth for all reasons you described. When the growth is scarce, people buy growth stocks, and the U.S. Stock market is a growth index. So it's coming out of the rest of the world back into the U.S. So I think it's a rotation story. And that was, of course, from his interview from last Friday we covered. Yeah, it's going to be a wild one if true. But I guess that would be after the midterms. He's expecting a correction to the downside. So a little bit different than last year if this doesn't play out, right? That's kind of been my idea. Then this is probably going to be June, July, and then maybe like November, December. No, it probably happened before November. September, probably just September. September we'll probably see a downturn to maybe a pullback on the SP 500. Maybe break that by September. So maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. All right, that's his idea anyway. All right, Tom Lee. Bitcoin price could explode to $1 million based on these reasonably conservative assumptions, says Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan. He's still calling for the $1 million by 2030, 2032. The chief investment officer at Bitwise Investment says that Bitcoin could reach $1 million under what he describes as reasonably conservative assumptions. In a new memo titled How Bitcoin Gets to $1 Million, Matt Hogan argues that many analysts underestimate Bitcoin's long-term potential because they treat the global store of value market as static. Hogan says that he evaluates Bitcoin as a digital store of value asset, competing primarily with gold. Using the framework, estimating Bitcoin's potential price involves calculating the size of the store of value market, estimating that Bitcoin's share, and dividing that value by Bitcoin's fixed supply by 21 million coins, which Michael Saylor has said famously, it's infinity divided by 21 divided by infinity. 21 divided by infinity. Let me see if I still have this. I could probably find this still on my X account. Samson likes to post this a lot. See if I can find it real quick. I think he just reposted it again. All the capital, of course, opening up. Oh, wow, Samson. Kindly, then suddenly. Yes, 100%. My Otaku brother from another mother, of course, pushing out some more crypto. There we go. Anime stuff. They won't see the supply shock coming. Available capital, of course, is above. And, what's available in Bitcoin right now? From the 21 million, of course, we only have 1 million remaining to be mined. All right. So that's, of course, the point I was trying to make. Bitcoin's still holding about 74,300 on the move this morning. Still no real pullback in sight. All right, what else we have here on the crypto news? I'm going to go one more run through TradFi, and then we're going to do some, doom scrolling, because we're hitting a wall on the news this morning. Like Bitcoin's hitting a wall right now at 74,500 on the order books. You can see that clearly set up right now for the bears defending that on life support for the bears this morning. Let's see if they can hold it. I would imagine if they cannot, by the afternoon, we're probably going to see a test of 75. And I'd love to see that finally actually get hit. All right, time is running out. Bitcoin suddenly braced for a surprise price shock. This one's coming from Forbes. Bitcoin price has bounced back from the lows of over 60K. Now sitting at 60 or 74. Elon Musk confirms April bombshell. I guess I can't read this because it's freaking Forbes. Yeah, I gotta be subscribed. Okay, screw you, Forbes. All right, where was I? One more run through TradFi. Drag fight.
In Lebanon, which borders Israel to the north. That front had been relatively quiet until 2 days into this war, when Hezbollah resumed attacks on Israel across the border, and the Israelis are going in very forcibly, increasing ground forces by the day, and now basically saying they're establishing a de facto buffer zone in the south of Lebanon.
Dan, also being reported that President Trump has called on world powers to help U.S. reopen the Strait of Hormuz. How's that going over?
He's calling on China.
To my knowledge, it's slow going. The president may have exhausted some of his credit with those powers when it comes to NATO, given his past comments on NATO, his past disinterest or avowed disinterest in NATO, or at least the heavy U.S. participation that has traditionally been seen in NATO. The British Prime Minister already saying that Britain will not be drawn into this war. It's worth remembering that when Britain said it was mustering a naval contingent to send here, I think it was just about a week ago, perhaps over a week, they were publicly...
All right. I'm over it. We're not getting anything out of that right now anyway. Let's take a look and see what's going on CNBC. Looks like they're probably coming back from break soon.
You leave here after...
Nope. Not soon. I think all their special guests are only going to be on starting interesting in the evening hours anyway. Today, let's take a look and go back to, of course, doom scrolling over on X. See if there's anything else breaking happening right now. 74,300 on Bitcoin. Shout out to you guys in the chat too. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all the things down below, guys. Hit the buttons, please. Support that chaos. All right. Let's get back over to doom scrolling. Funny Colors also here. 2017 bull run was the best. Ooh, it was the best. And I still am comparing our run to an extended bear market from 2017. You guys have seen me use the Bitcoin rainbow chart before. Yeah, it's pretty much the same damn thing we saw back here. We've just been sitting in a prolonged bear market for an extended period of time with not a single peak in sight since 2021. Remember when we did this back in 21? Yeah, remember that? 69K? I do. All right, moving on. Okay, what else we have here breaking this morning? Michael Saylor looks like he's reposting more things over here. If AI compresses terminal value, makes everything a moat temporarily. Capital will rotate assets with no disruption risk. Bitcoin is digital capital. It's scarce. It's neutral, impervious to AI disruption. Bitcoin should be the primary beneficiary of this shift of capital. He's reposting Chamath Bele Papatia. I can never pronounce that guy's last name. I'm surprised I'm not following him too. All right, Bitcoin could soon be mined off planet. The CEO of NVIDIA-backed StarCloud says the company plans to launch a spacecraft later this year carrying Bitcoin mining ASICs. If that works, it becomes the first Bitcoin miner ever mined in space. ASIC miners are far cheaper per watt than AI GPUs, which makes them a practically early workload for space-based computing. The company says the biggest cost in orbit is compute hardware and launch weight, and Bitcoin miners are relatively efficient compared to large AI chips. In other words, space-based compute could start with Bitcoin mining. A new frontier for mining might actually literally be off planet. There we go. And this is coming back off of some of the things that Elon Musk has been talking about over the past 6 months about mining. About the AI, storing AI in the cloud and space, facilitating the compute power with solar energy. North Korea's Kim Jong-un observes rocket launch system test with his daughter. This, of course, happened over the weekend. Fun stuff. Oh my God. Rocket Man wants to play, and no one wants to play with him. Maybe soon. All right. Bitcoin therapist, I have a bad feeling about this. That's from Oppenheimer, I think. When he met Einstein. All right. China deployed the Fujian carrier group to Taiwan waters. Of course, we already talked about that this morning. They have about, 20, 30, jets in the air and about 7-8 naval ships in place for Taiwan right now. That's, of course, what we're talking about there. What else? It's a lot of that talk. Wow, a lot of people are talking about that right now. Reports suggest China supplied around 1,000 kamikaze loitering drones to Iran as part of the suspected oil for arms deal. The drones were reportedly transported via a land route through Pakistan. So again, the war continues on, and China seems to be supporting it. All right, Strategy acquired 16,800 last week, and of course this one, I thought it was actually 17,999. Anyway, of course. Oh, that's through his proceeds through Stretch. So it looks like a large majority of this was just through Stretch. Okay. Only about 1,000 of it came, I guess, from their other proceedings. 74,000, still 200, still holding. Man, what are we doing, man? I'm still knocking on that door. Still knocking on that door. All right. Tom Lee, of course, talking about his... Bitmine acquisition, more Ethereum. We already covered that. Wei Wu coming out here. She is replying to Razmar. Looks like I'm not bragging because I don't believe attracting women is an impressive feat at all. However, multiple times in the last year I had bad bitches fighting over me. I don't know who the hell this is. But of course we do follow the Wei Wu train. And yet I match with the complete mids on Hinge. Something is going on here. And Wei Wu says, the post give me so much confusion. Why are you not attract women? You gay? Why bad female dog fight over you? You smell like dog food. What this post try say? So much confusion. Oh my God. Man, Wei Wu. Still killing it over in Twitter. All right, let's see. Solana says from Sweep, Solana is 6 years old. More money has been lost on chain than in the entire 2008 housing crisis. Damn! Happy birthday, Solana. Holy crap. Yikes. Damn. Solana's only 6 years old. You put that into perspective, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. What else? We're running into a wall, guys, in terms of news. I think we're pretty much exhausted it. The biggest data heist in history is called Pokemon Go. Looks like Pokemon Go for the last 8 years, 143 million. 8 years. Pokemon Go's been out for 8 years. Oh my God. Damn, that's crazy. 143 million people walked the streets to catch Charizard. For the reality, they were working for free. Oh, yes, of course, getting all that beautiful user data for free. Niantic just admitted that players' cameras scan parks, storefronts, and sidewalks around the entire world from every angle. The Loot, a visual database of 30 billion real images. It wasn't a game. It was a secret construction of the world's largest AI dataset. Today, Niantic, that was, of course, the company behind Pokemon Go, uses your Sunday strolls to sell visual navigational systems to delivery robots without GPS. No company, not even Google, could have paid a fleet of vehicles to do that. You thought you were playing a video game? You were the volunteer for the subcontractor for global robotics. Coming soon, coming soon. Jeez. Oh boy, guys. Yep. That's the world we live in. You will own nothing and be happy, and then you will give them all of your services for free. Everyone's talking about right now. It's blowing up right now on crypto Twitter. Anything else happening? Coin Bureau says Bitcoin's just printing the 8th consecutive green candle in a row. Yes, I talked about this last night on my Patreon live. If you guys didn't hang out with us last night, it was one of the things I was like, when are we gonna have a pullback? When are we gonna have a pullback? This has been straight up for days, and this is what I was talking about last night. Ridiculous. When consolidation? When pullback? This is not healthy. Typically, it's not healthy. But it could be, of course, a bottom indicator. The bottom is in, possibly. We are so oversold, it's disgusting. And we don't want another red month, I guess. We've been on the downtrend now for 5 consecutive red months. We've never done 6. So this is the bottom signal? Possibly. Again, there's too many indicators that point to this being the bottom. It looks like a bottom. Feels like a bottom. It's probably a nice round bottom. Oh my God.
What are you, stupid?
What else we got going on, you guys? How you guys doing this morning? John Doe says, it's likely to see Europe and the UAE take our lead role in cargo and oil ship escorts through Hormuz to offset the USA tariffs. Yeah, I'm okay. I could see that. Yeah, get some sort of good graces with Trump and be like, you know what? Yeah, sure. We're gonna cut tariffs on you. Get a little one-time deal. D's Nuts says, "Good morning, D's Nuts. How you doing this month? How are them nuts doing this morning, D's?" Oh, jeez. All right, guys. Bitcoin's still hanging out 74 and some change. What do we got? Anything else breaking? I'm gonna go through TradFi again, see if there's anything else. We've already exhausted the headlines, guys, and we're getting close to 10:30. It's probably gonna be a good time to end it. Meta to spend another $27 billion on Nebius as AI infrastructure continues to play out. They're gonna. It looks like they're announced that they're gonna cut like 20% of their workforce. Amazon also looking to do the same thing as well, another 20%. All these companies, of course, have been laying off like mad. I can't wait to see Jerome Powell. I can't wait for him to come out and see his reaction to that, because he's like, "Oh no, we don't think it's really AI." Those are some of his statements. It's still early. It's too soon to say it's AI. Okay, we'll see. I think it's AI. I mean, again, if it looks like quacks like a duck, it's probably a freaking duck. All right, let's get back into CNBC as Doomberg is boring me. Talk about the same crap all day. Brent crudes, President Trump demanding that other countries come in and protect the Strait of Hormuz. And again, we've been talking about the same stuff all day. All day. I'm going to jump into Yahoo as well. We didn't do that yet, too. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Yahoo. And then, again, maybe one more test of crypto news. Call it for the day. Bitcoin's still testing 74K this morning. Right. NVIDIA's biggest event this year starts today. It's come about 5 hours ago. Let's see what they got going on. NVIDIA biggest event kicks off in San Jose, California on Monday. The keynote for Jensen Huang. The show starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Huang. Will take the stage at San Jose's SAP Center to provide developers, analysts, and the press with updates on what the company's preparing for the year ahead. The leather jacket-clad CEO, Jensen Huang, keynotes are usually littered with a litany of product launches and updates, and we'll likely see the same time of year's event. NVIDIA's been a deal-making spree over the past several months, ranging from its agreements with the chip companies to software firms. All right. What are they going to be doing? Like, what are they looking at announcing? It's mostly just been cuts from their architecture. Let's see. One of NVIDIA's most interesting deals over the past 12 months is a non-exclusive agreement with chipmaker Grok with a Q, inferencing technologies in December. As part of the move, NVIDIA hired Grok founder Jonathan Ross, again with a Q, Sunny Madra, and the company's leaders. Grok with a Q, again, designs chipsets, language processing units, and LPUs are designed to inferencing running AI models. Okay, I'm not getting anything else out of this. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Either way, it's gonna be in about 4 hours from now. Meta stock pops amid plans for layoffs. China chip making takes a step back for AI. Forward, big bargains. Not seeing anything that really interests me here on Yahoo this morning, but definitely a lot more interesting though than Fox B. A lot more takeaways than Fox B for sure. Thanks again, John Doe, for suggesting it. And then do you have a Bitcoin piece here too? As of 2 hours ago, Bitcoin replacing the dollar. AI might decide that. And of course, probably looking at the same thing we were covering that a couple weeks ago with AI choosing Bitcoin over the dollar, or a little bit over stable coins. Last couple weeks, they asked like a few models. It was a weird headline we covered a while ago. Millionaires in America, how common to have a 7-figure net worth? It's getting pretty common now. There's over probably 70 million millionaires. I think back like 5 years ago, it was like 60 million millionaires in America, or in the world. How many millionaires are in the world today? And if you guys have been tracking that with Bitcoin, if there's 60 million millionaires, there's only 21 million Bitcoin, and there's only 1 million remaining to be mined. It's pretty easy numbers, So we're still sitting around roughly on 60 million. Yeah, okay, we're still sitting there. But yeah, not every millionaire in the world could have a single Bitcoin, and that's what should probably get people to maybe pay attention. a little more, but it never works. It never works because we're still trading the damn thing. Sitting at 73,800, seeing a pullback. Finally retesting the trend line right now on the parabolic trend. This thing has been holding for a while. Looks like we're about ready to lose it, possibly here. I would not be surprised if we wick right back to it, though. Still early. 10:30. It is 10:30 though. 10:30. We usually like to dump it. Traditionally, as the market makers like to play the game. Let's see if it wicks. Let's see if it wicks. It's been really tight here lately. Let's see. Let's see a full 15-minute candle to the downside. That's what I want to see. Rolling over right now. If you guys are just joining us, Bitcoin losing steam at 74. Finally seeing a pullback. Finally in the last 3 minutes. Boom. Yeah, I guess it's still could come back a little bit, but I've been calling for a pullback for a while. I think 75 is going to be harder than people think to get through. All right. Yep. Let's see. How far can we go? We're going to go back all the way to the trend line here on the 72K. This will be down center of our parallel channel for the next leg up. We've only been up here for about a week now, so we'll see if that holds. We'll see if that holds on Bitcoin. So yeah, for us to actually break into here and run it up, we've only been here, 7 days, 4 hours, 1 week. Good solid week though. All we need is another week, guys, and then we're off to the races. 78, 80K. Just gotta be patient. Just gotta be patient. Let me see if I get 2 weeks over this price action up here. It'll be somewhere right around here. Why is it not showing me the days on that? Oh, okay, there it is. I'm exiting the time frame. That's why. I want to see what 2 weeks would take us to. Right there. Right about here. 16 days, 15 days, 14 days. Okay, right about there. And yeah, so we got a little bit more time to go. And then hopefully another leg up. We got the big one out of the way. As long as I don't see a black swan event take us back under 65K, we live to fight another day. That's the setup. All right, so again, same thing I had planned this morning. Feeling like, we're going to probably be testing some of these low 70s today in our trading. Hopefully by the end of the trade, 2 p.m., seeing a run back up to test 75. Actually touch it would be nice, but I'm still not convinced it's going to happen just yet. All right, guys, I think that's it. 10:30 right now. I'm running out of steam, running out of headlines to cover. We'll see what the week brings in for us. Of course, we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, covering the, of course, foreign market open for Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be the Fed meeting. So far, crypto has been holding up, man, some of our plays, I'm excited to see where they go this week. Still a little too early. Let's see. Before I leave, I'm curious. We pulled back on bubbles yet on the day? We started at 4%, a little bit, yeah. So now only about holding 3% of them gains in the top 100. All right, guys. But overall, total market cap is over 2.5 now, isn't it? Yep, 2.53 trillion. So not a bad day. I'm telling you, not a bad day. Broken out on the coin market cap too. Nice. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. Have a good one. I will see you tonight. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid. Stay out of those dog, frog, and cat coins. Make sure you have a solid portfolio. You guys know the drill. All right. And, of course, I will see you all again soon. So soon.
When will then be now?
Later, guys.
Fly me to the moon. Let me trade among the stars. Let me see what freedom's like without money and gold bars. In other words, hold my key. Oh! In other words, let's make history. Oh! Fill my world with more drawings and let me huddle forevermore and more.
Ooh, and that pretty much wraps it up, right? John Doe also, yes, it says, yeah, most of Congress, small business owners, and heck, even farmers, all multi-millionaires. It's amazing how they can do that. Well, I mean, they have the right structure, man. What you do is you run a company, you run for Congress, you get some power, you get people to pay you off, and then you just funnel that money into the business. And then you pass bills that facilitate the needs of your industry. It's that simple. We still watch them do it all the time. All right, guys, have a great night. I will see you again soon. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to like, subscribe on the handout, all the things. Of course, I'm late on that. Shilly. I'll see you all again soon. Later.
That won't back down.